A very good morning to all the students. And today with us, we have our council colleague, Mr. Abhay Chajed, who is the Vice Chairman of Accounting Standards Board. And we have with us the two eminent speakers, Mr. Mukesh and Mr. Yogesh. And I also thank all the SSEB team for really taking out their time for this weekly webinars. So today being the 23rd webinar, which we are live, the council felt that students should have not only theoretical knowledge, but also practical training. In addition, today, everything is web-based. We have seen whether it comes to income tax, whether it comes to GST, whether it comes to MCA, everything is web-based. So every student need to have such knowledge of all these websites, online filings. As a part of this, we have been conducting a series of webinars. And today we are conducting successfully the 23rd week. And these 23 weeks has covered many topics in income tax, GST. And today we have, with regard to the MCA side, how to file a different forms in ROC. So students, I request that in our days, when we were in a practice, we used to physically go apply a name for every change to the ROC. Now the current generation, because of the emerging technologies, can do everything in the ROC side. So therefore, I request all the students to have a consistent practice of this as going forward, entire work being done. Eminent speakers today will share their experience and the procedures to be followed. So before I request the speakers to start their session, I request my council colleague, Mr. Abhay Chajed, to have a few words with the students.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A very good friend and council colleague, Sridhar, and also the Vice Chairman of the Student Skill Enrichment Board. And I think thank you for giving me this opportunity. And of course, we were together yesterday also and today also, and we'll be meeting soon again. So it's a good opportunity to share experiences together. Also, I congratulate you and your team for organizing this very important, I would say, webinar. Why I say important is because after doing, the audits and filing of tax audits, now actually it's the month or next 2 months would be filing of ROC returns. And I think these are the dates or even the requirement of each firm that these forms are filed well within time. And now since we know that the penalties are huge, there are daily penalties which has been charged by the ROC. So it's so important that we know the forms and what are the due dates of filing of these forms. So I think it's the perfect day, but of course Sunday for all of us to be here, and still we ensure that the students learn each day, because it's not just one day we learn each day, and that is what the beauty of our profession is. And I think the opportunity again today is like we have speakers who are young speakers, and I'm sure they've been involved in filing of these forms for last many years. And Mukesh and Yogesh, thank you again, on behalf of ICI for sparing your time and being here today. And of course, the office of SSEB was there yesterday organizing the grand finale of the national quiz and the PPT presenters which we had. So it was entire day program, but I'm sure the preparations was going on for last many days. We had the branch level, then the regional level, and yesterday was the grand finale at Bhopal. So I could see on the screen Vidhi Kapil, who were there yesterday, and they are again today for students to ensure that they learn what has been not been taught during the articleship. Sometimes some of you must be doing, but it's so important that everybody under one platform gets this opportunity of learning. And I think the best part today here is that we have taken the basic filing of these forms. It's not those difficult forms. It's just the basic, like the incorporation of the companies, appointment of directors, change of registered office, how to strike off the company. I think this we do it while we do during our articleship, and there are cases, and each one of us must be actually doing this. But then it's so important that we know where are we missing out in filing. If there are any mistakes which are done, I'm sure our eminent speakers today will guide you through the forms, will explain you how it is to be filed and what is important while filing these forms, whether it is the change of address or appointment of directors, or even the strike off of companies, because these are strike off of companies is some form like STK1 when we file. It takes a longer period. There are resubmissions which come again. My experience is that, but what is important is that when you submit these forms are filed at once with proper information, proper supportings, all which is required. And I think that is where these speakers would be explaining you, helping you, and I think it's good that we have these two speakers today, because even for the members, we would certainly like that we could have sessions in subsequent days to come. But students today getting an opportunity and listening to this. So I once again congratulate the SSCB, and of course, after doing the audits and tax audits, the hectic season has now gone. But filing of ROC returns again is so important. And I'm sure students would have a great learning today. And each one of you will wish you all the very best. And thank you again, speakers, for being here. And thank you, Sridhar and team SSCB, for giving me this opportunity to speak my experiences. And I wish this webinar, a healthy learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhay. As you rightly said, both the speakers, the staff of SSCB, and more importantly, the students. Because Sunday is the only day where everybody will get some free time. And it is the encouragement of the students which actually motivated the team of SSCB and the speakers. Because almost on an average, 10,000 students are attending on live. And some students who could not attend, actually on the DLH platform, they are going through the recorded part. And we had a lot of wonderful feedback. In between, we had a technology session on how to use Excel and other audit tools. So it is all the students' motivation and their willingness to come forward is what actually we could conduct successfully the 23 weeks. And I wish that with the same encouragement, we'll also do much more in the going forward. Thank you very much, Abhi.
Definitely, most welcome.
Yeah. With the request to kindly take it forward. Kindly introduce the speakers. We'll go ahead with the session.
Thank you, sir. Now our main speaker is the Mukesh Panamiji. I welcome him for the session. He is a commerce and the law graduate and a fellow member of ICSI. Presently, he is a proprietor of Mukesh Panamiji and Associates. His area of practice includes the project finance consultancy, respective state and central government subsidy consultancy to industries, consulting to the availing electricity duty exemptions, SGST reimbursement benefits to the industries. He has appearance before NCLT for company law matter like merger and amalgamation, restoration of companies. His academic achievements is like that he has the rank holder in 12 standards and all India rank in ICSI examination. He compiled handbooks on the Companies Act 2013 and various articles on company law and government incentive topics. He is also a visiting faculty and a speaker at ICSI and ICI, Bank of Baroda Staff College, Income Tax Bar Association, and in various trainings and coaching programs. Apart from, I also welcome our Mukesh Panamiji. He is our corporate member, and he keep on enriching the Student Skill Enrichment Board by his valuable inputs on daily basis with respect to the PTM and other activities. I welcome all the faculties. Now hand it over the session to Mukesh sir. Mukesh sir, hand it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Respected Sridhar ji, Yogesh ji, Abhay ji, Kapil ji, Vidhi madam, and entire ICI family. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much. Once again, good morning on this auspicious Sunday morning. Yes, before starting my session, a few words for the entire ICI family and my fellow professions. That today we are a brand, and what we expect from a brand. Say, for example, if we have a brand new Honda City, the moment we put your key on the ignition, what you expect? It should start. Why? Because come on, man, you are Honda City. You should start. You should get start the moment I push the start button or moment I put my key on the ignition key. You have iPhone, you have Samsung, you have Apple, OnePlus, whatever it is. What do you expect? The moment put your thumb impression on the unlock screen, what do you expect? It should get unlocked. Why? Because come on, man, you are a brand. So we as a profession are the brand. And I always believe that we should compare ourselves with the doctors. Because doctors has created that necessity. कहीं पे भी एक्ट में या लॉ में मेंशन नहीं किया गया है कि फीवर आए तो डॉक्टर के पास जाना. ओके, अगर हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, if we have the viral, if we have the malaria, whatever it is, so doctor never say to us that मैंने malaria option में निकाला था, मुझे viral आता है, please अब viral की दवाई ले ली. So this message is to the student कि जो भी हम बोर्ड में करते थे, यूनिवर्सिटीज में करते थे, ये प्रोफेशन में वो नहीं चलेगा. The moment you say this to your client that नहीं मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा, मुझे देख के बताना पड़ेगा, मैं आपको कल बताता हूँ, he will not come to you again. So we have to be ready like a doctor on a day, because today is the profession that every whatever there are source of media, then many lists are available. The moment you will tell your client to this, then मैं आपको शाम को बताता हूँ, he will call the another profession and you will lose your client. So we have to be ready like doctor, and my senior members will also agree on this. Secondly, what is the main difference between result day, post result day and pre-result day? On the pre-result day, you can tell that मुझे ये नहीं पता, मुझे ये नहीं आता. But on the result day, if your result is a pass, on the next day, you can't tell this. Because you are a CS or you are a CA on the post-result day if you are a pass. So these are the two main differences between the pre-result day and post-result day. Today, I will cover some topics on the ROC filings, like incorporation of a company, striking of a company, getting the dormant status. If the time permits, I will also cover appointment of directors, change in registered office, DPT3, that is a deposit annual returns. And if the time permits, I will also consider what is the deposit and what are the exempted deposits. So let us start. So first, let's cover about the incorporation of a company.
Nidhi, you have given the host rights for sharing the screen?
Yes, sir. I asked. Give him this.
My screen is here.
Sir.
My screen is visible?
Yeah,
It's visible.
Okay.
It's visible.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the chapter 2 of the Companies Act deals with this incorporation, section 3 to section 22 specifically. All these sections, so far as the Companies Act 2013 is concerned, were made effective from the 1st April 2014. So the types of companies which can be incorporated in India, it's a private limited company, a very famous version, because almost 90%, 85% companies are in India is running through the private limited structure. Next is a public limited company, 1% company. We will discuss what these types of companies. Section 8 companies, producer company and Nidhi company. So these are the companies which you can incorporate in India. So far as the liabilities are concerned, you can incorporate the company which is limited by shares, limited by guarantee, unlimited company. But presently in India, unlimited company is not allowed to incorporate because the word limited denotes the limited liability. So either you can have a limited liability by share capital or by guarantee which you agreed. New Spice Plus forms has been notified, considering the ease of doing business. That is a Modiji's motto, that the minimum governance, and so this is the Spice Plus form is introduced. That is a replace with the existing Spice forms, and many new features have been incorporated in this. The other forms that need to be filing along with the Spice, we will discuss each and every form. That is Agile Pro, including in Agile Pro, there is options to avail the GST, or option to avail the ESIC, professional tax, bank account opening, many other things. Memorandum and article forms, they have been made also online. Earlier, we used to submit the physical, and we used to prepare them manually. INC 9, that is a declaration by the promoters, subscribers, shareholders. There are 3 stages. First is a promotion, where we first apply the name and we decide the structure, that in which form we want to go, private, public, section 8, producer, Nidhi, 1 person, etc. Second is to apply for the registration. After getting the registration certificate from the registrar, we will initiate for the commencement of business, and then only we can start the business and accept the borrowing. Now, what does this Spice Plus is? It is a short form, and the abbreviated form is the simplified pro forma for incorporating company electronically plus. It aims to offer about 10 services by 3 central government ministries of MCA, Ministry of Labor and the Department of Revenue, and Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance is involved because they are providing the GST, PAN, TAN, everything in a single window. Ministry of Labor has been introduced because they also provide the ESIC and EPFO certificates. Yes, who can file this SPICE forms. Part 1 company, producer company, Section 8 company, and new other companies. Means if you want to get your existing entity converted into a company form, like if you are an existing partnership firm, if you are an existing LLP, if you are an existing proprietorship or any other entity, if you want to get yourself converted into company, then you can also avail this SPICE facilities. Producer company, there is a specific list of activities like agriculture, horticulture, and allied activities like milk federation. So you can start your company as a producer company. It is a kind of a cooperative society, but in a corporate version. New company others, that is option of public, private, and one-person company. It is a comprehensive form. You have two options. We will discuss which are the two options. If you are confident enough that your name is available to you, then you can go for the incorporation directly. But if you want to first get the approval for the name and then you make yourself and then you want to incorporate yourself, there is two options. Part A is for the name application and then part B for the incorporation. So first procedure is a name reservation. If you are a private limited company, you have to add suffix private limited. If a public company, then limited. If it is a Section 8 company, then there is an exemption that you may or may not have the limited or private limited. Then incorporation of a company, allotment of DIN. Earlier, when there was the e-forms, means when the SPICE Plus was not introduced. First of all, you should have a DIN number to apply for the incorporation. But right now, if a director who is becoming a director for the first time, DIN means director identification number. It is a unique 8 or 9 digit code specifically allotted to a person, natural person, who want to be appointed himself as a director in any company. And once in a lifetime you have to obtain, and through this then you can be appointed as a director in maximum 20 number of companies. So say for example, there are 5 persons who want to start a company. The 5 same person are the shareholder and 5 same person are the directors. All the 5 person are not having a DIN. So maximum 3 person can be applied with this procedure, subject to other 2 should have a DIN. So maximum 3 person who are not having a DIN can go for this option. Through SPICE, the PAN and TAN will be allotted. GST number will be allotted. Your bank account, each and every bank is listed there. You can open your bank account with this incorporation process only. Professional tax shop and establishment, these are the local government, municipal government, mandatory registration for any business entity. So single window, each and every services will be available. EPF and ESIC also available with this SPICE forms. This is the integrated web form, as I told you earlier. Part A is for the name reservation, part B for the company incorporation, DIN, PAN, TAN, GST, PF, bank account, professional tax, etc. Let us discuss first part A. Maximum 2 names you can propose in a hierarchy of your preference. If you are enough confident that this name will be made available to me, okay, there is a name availability guidelines and trademarks will also be checked. How this name availability guidelines working? Let me show you. Yes, you can search the company's name, say for example, and the result will show whether this name is available to you or not. Say for example, I want that name this Ankit Infrastructure. So I will simply put Ankit Infra and I will click on search. So this name is not available to me because Ankit Infrastructure Private Limited is a registered company in Gujarat since 2013. So this name is not available to me. So I will try to another name, Ankit Buildcon. Again, this Ankit Buildcon or Ankit Builders and these names are already allotted to ROC to different companies. So I have to first ensure myself that this name is available to me. Similarly, you can check a trademark with a class. If the trademark is registered by a particular partner or any other entity, Ankita Infra, so this name seems not available to you. So there is a separate name availability guideline. You have to ensure yourself first whether this name is available to you or not. If you are opting the option B directly, means you have enough confidence that this name should be made available to me because I am a owner of this trademark. Like many giant companies are, they are having a registered trademark with their own names for all the classes.
Recording in progress.
Now this is how the portal will look. If you will click on the new application from your Spice Plus login, you have to select the type of a company, like we have seen the part 1, section 8, producer, etc. Category of a company, subcategory, you will select the non-government company, private limited, limited by shares. Main division code is a 2-digit code from 1 to 72. You will mention your code. Description, in a few words, you need to mention that which is the main sector. It is a manufacturing of vehicles. It is a real estate sector. It is a IT services. It is a manufacturing of food ingredients, agriculture, etc. Here you will mention your 2 names in a preference. First preference will be given on the most priority. If first name is not available, then ROC will check the second name availability. Choose file. Here you need to attach the significant why you need this name. If it is an, say for example, Adani Enterprises Limited, it's a listed company. Now Adani Enterprise wants its subsidiary to be incorporated as Adani Enterprises Gujarat Limited. So both names are resembling. See, registrar does not know whether this name belongs to Adani or not. Any person can file Adani Enterprise Gujarat Limited. So what they need to do? They need to give the board solution in form of NOC that Adani Enterprise Gujarat Limited will be the wholly owned subsidiary company of Adani Enterprise Limited, and Adani Enterprise Limited itself is a promoter. So they don't have any objection if the other entity uses this name. So this type of attachments, if you are having a trademark, then the NOC, trademark and KYC documentation will be, or you need to mention the significance, why you need the name. Say for example, my full name is Mukesh Prakash Kumar Pamnani. So I want name like MPP Industries Private Limited, but registrar does not know what does MPP means. So I need to clear the matter. So I will attach my PAN card with my photo, with my signature, and I will affix the letter why I need this name. Then you will click on the auto check. The system will auto check the name. See, auto check is just a primary scrutiny. If the auto check has been done successfully, that does not mean the name should be made available to you. Auto check will show you whether this name is available or not. If it is available, you will click on the save and you will click on the submit, and you will pay 1,000 rupees for this name application, and the application will be done. These are the types of companies as I discussed: producer, unlimited, private, IFSC, section 8, Nidhi, new company, company, LLP to company, firm to company, etc. This is another public, private, and one-person company you need to select. If it is a state government or union government, non-government, guaranteed and association company, these are the subcategories. Okay. Then the confirmation alert will be there. Submit for name reservation or proceed for the incorporation. These are the 2 steps. Part A, Part B, you need to select. Now it is if you select for a capital structure, not a guarantee structure, you can start with a company with 1 rupee also. There is no such minimum cap. Earlier it used to, but after the amendment, there is no such minimum cap on a private limited company. You can start with 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, 1 lakh, 1 crore, etc. capital structure of the company, not having share capital, it should enter the number of members details, that how many members are there. So far as the private limited company is concerned, except the employees, the number should not exceed 200 at any point of time. And there is no such limit in case of a public company for the members. Correspondence address. Now you are having two options at the time of incorporation for this correspondence address. If you are very clear that this will be my registered office for the next couple of years or for the lifetime, then you should go for the correspondence address as a registered office. But there is some different scenario in your mind that this is a temporary office. Once the company will get incorporated with the certificate of incorporation, we will buy new office at the name of a company, or we will enter into a lease deed with a owner with this certificate of incorporation received in the name of a company. Then correspondence address is a temporary, maybe your home, maybe your existing small office, etc. So that will be a correspondence address. But after getting the certificate of incorporation, within 30 days, you should inform the registrar that what is the permanent registered address of the company. But since beginning, if you have defined your registered office, this form is not required. So these are the two options which are made available to you at the time of filing this application. Now, subscriber and director details, definition of non-individual, company incorporated outside India, and body corporates. Total number of first subscribers. See, you need to mention. This is a very tricky thing, I must say. You need to be very clear, because the numbers which you will enter here, the subsequent facilities will be made available to you for filing the incorporation forms. So you need to define how many non-individual promoters are there. Like there are companies, there are foreign bodies, there are LLPs who are the promoter. So who are the authorized representative on behalf of them who are signing the subscriber sheet? If there are nominee directors from the corporates who should be a natural persons. Okay. Secondly, who are the natural persons? Some may be promoter, some may be director, and some may be the same persons. Just a second. So you need to mention accordingly. If a natural person is a director as well as the promoter, so you need to mention his name both the 2 times. One is a director, one is a promoter, and one as a both. And this will made available the fields. Now, points to be noted. Total number of directors cannot be more than 20 at any point of time. Total number of directors should be minimum 1 in case of a OPC, 2 in case of private limited company, and 3 in case of a public company, and 5 in case of a producer company. So far as a producer company is concerned, all the 5 should be a producers as per the definitions. And 1 is the manager. Directors not having dean cannot be more than 3 in numbers. For the subscriber having dean, KYC norms would be applicable. Any other proof of identity or residential proof shall be required, because they are already having a dean. They have submitted this document already with the registrar. Selection of independent category cannot be selected if the director is a managing director, nominee director, whole-time director. Because independent director is a totally an independent, is not a managing, is not a whole-time, because they are highly involved in the day-to-day affairs of the company and they are having the substantial powers. In case of a nominee director, enter the name of the company or institution whose nominee is applicable, supported by the board resolution and the required information. Say, for example, foreign holding company. Foreign holding company wants his one director at all the time as a nominee director in the Indian subsidiary company. So that should be supported by the board resolution of a parent company and the required information like the KYC norms of the particular director. This SPICE form has restricted the main object character limits 20,000, and for ancillary object, you can have maximum 50 ancillary object subject to the number of characters limited to the 1 lakh. INC 12. that is an application for the license for the non-profit making organizations. Section 8 company is also required online. Earlier it was used to by the local registrar office, but right now it is simply approved by the Central Registry Center, Delhi itself. Where more than 7 subscribers are there, MO and AOA are to be added in Spice Plus form. See, the digital forms gives the facility to the subscriber limit up to the 7. If your subscriber is more than 7, then you should file a separate physical memorandum and article. INC 9 automatically gets generated. INC 9 is a declaration that we are not the economic profiter, we are not the fraudulent, we are not in a willful defaulter declared by the RBI, and we have complied all the FEMA regulations and all the deposit regulations by the Act. Stamp duty is paid to be electronically. Stamp duty is a different from state to it. If we talk about the Gujarat, stamp duty is 0.5% authorized capital, maximum 5 lakh rupees. And for the paid up capital, it is a 0.1%. Similarly, in Maharashtra, authorized capital is 1% of the authorized capital and 1% on the paid up capital. So the moment you select the state, the system will automatically calculate the stamp duty. Information applying from the PAN and TAN, you need to mention your area code, you need to mention your jurisdiction AO code and the business activity code. So accordingly, the PAN and TAN form will be filled automatically. For foreign nationals, all the documents which are signing shall be notarized and apostilled from the home country in which he is presently having the visa. Okay, now if the foreign person national's document are not in an English language, the same should be translated into English language, and that English translation should also be apostille and notary. Apostille is a certificate which is issued by the notary or the embassy of that foreign country. For the filing of incorporation, Adobe Acrobat DC version should be there, and each form size after affixing the digital signature, after affixing all the documents and doing scrutiny, shall not exceed 6 MB. Advisable to affix all the DSC in a one go in a same day, because in a subscriber sheet, system also captures the date. Say for example, if the one subscriber is signing on today and he is sending me form, but since this is a Sunday and my office is closed, and I am signing the subscriber sheet tomorrow, system will not accept it because the witness should be done at all same day. Total 2 resubmission are allowed, and refund is application on rejection of the SPICE form. If there is a query, the ministry will inform you via mail, and you need to resubmit the forms after making the query good. If again there is a query, they will raise a query. After that, if the query is not satisfied, they will simply reject, because maximum 2 resubmissions are allowed. Forms to be uploaded using the linked form facility. If the time permits, I will show you how MC portal is working with the incorporation. Section 8 company, that is a non-profit organization, and part 1 Section 8 companies are mandatorily required to file their physical MOA and AOA and physically signed subscriber sheet and then scan and upload. Certified copy facility is available to get EMO and EOA. There is a facility of the ministry portal. You need to pay 25 rupees per pages and you will get the certified copies. Partial MOA and EMO not allowed. Either you need to affix the electronic memorandum or you need to affix the physical memorandum after signing and scanning. This is the sequence. Total 5 forms are there. SPICE B, memorandum, article. URC1 is there is an unregistered company and you want to get yourself registered. Agile Pro and INC 9. Maximum 5 changes are allowed in whole process after prescription of each aid. Erstwhile run facility is now available only for change of name. Run means reserve your unique name. Reserve your unique name. That is a run. If you want to change the name of the company, then you should use the run facility. Authorized capital up to 15 lakhs would continue to enjoy 0 filing fees from MCA. Only stamp duty is required. Name is valid for 20 days. So you are getting a name approval certificate on your mail from the date of application. And whenever the name is reserved, it is valid for 20 days. If you are not incorporating the company within this 20 days, you have to again apply the name. Or the other option is before expiring of 20 days, on the 20th day also, you can extend the validity of the name by paying further 1,000 rupees for 20 days and further 2,000 rupees for 40 days. So you need to make sure yourself that the same MCA user and ID for the whole process from which the name application has been done, and with the same user ID and password, you should apply for the incorporation. Which are the mandatory attachments? Let us discuss about. We discussed the whole process. Now we discuss the what are the attachments. Declaration by the first director shall be mandatory. These declarations will say that they have complied with all the rules and regulations of the Act. If the subscriber to the proposed company is a foreign company, the company incorporated outside India, then mandatory to attach the copy of certificate of incorporation of the foreign company. Say, for example, parent companies in the US, that is IT related to IT services. They want to incorporate one Indian wholly owned subsidiary company. So the parent company's certificate of incorporation, here we are a charter document like memorandum article, whatever the charter document in that parent country, it should come to the India via mail or via physical, whatever it is, but that should be apostille and notary. And if not in English language, then the true translation in the English language. If the subscriber of a proposed company is the company itself, then mandatory is the resolution passed by a promoter company and its PAN. And all the documents should be certified. Authorized representative or nominee both will mention the details of the company and bear while filing the subscriber sheet. Same way, holding company will pass the resolution that we want to incorporate this subsidiary company in India. And so person is authorized representative on behalf of us to sign all the documents. And so person is a nominee director. So they should be authorized by the board resolution. One thing should be taken care here, that the authorized representative shall not be a nominee representative at the same time. Both should be different person, because the rule of the subscriber sheet is saying that one person cannot sign 2 times a subscriber sheet, though in an individual capacity and in an authorized representative or nominee capacity. Say, for example, I am authorized representative of Mukesh Panamiji Private Limited, and Mukesh Panamiji Private Limited wants to incorporate Mukesh Panamiji and Associates Private Limited as a subsidiary company. So I cannot sign as an individual capacity subscriber of Mukesh Panamiji Associate Private Limited and also as an authorized representative of Mukesh Panamiji Private Limited. I should engage another person who can act as an authorized representative. I can sign at a one time, one subscriber sheet only in one capacity. In case of an OPC, it is mandatory to attach the consent of the nominee and proof of identity and residential address of the nominee. Only an Indian resident can incorporate this OPC. So the nominee should also be an Indian resident only, and that should be only one nominee. If any one of the subscriber does not have a DIN, it is mandatory to attach the proof of identity and residential address of the subscriber. Now, Ministry has also defined the 3 documents which can be used as a proof of identity. That is a driving license, voter ID, or passport. And for residential proof, there is a utility bill, you can say electricity bill, telephone bill, bank statement. These are the 3 or 4 documents only which can be used as a residential address. If any of the directors does not have a DIN, then it is mandatory to the proof of identity we discussed. In case of a Section 8 company, the professional declaration in INC 14 and INC 15 needs to be attached. Important note is here, the professional who is signing Spice Plus as a director cannot again sign the same as a professional. Say, for example, I am a practicing company secretary. My wife is also practicing company secretary. We want to incorporate one company. If I am signing the subscriber sheet as a promoter, so I cannot sign that form as a professional as well. I need to engage some another professional who will affix his digital signature, and then the form will be uploaded. Latest utility bill should be there. One thing should be mentioned here, whoever name is mentioned in the utility bill, the NOC from that person is required. Because at the time of incorporation, company is not incorporated yet, it is in the process of incorporation. Definitely the name of the company is not printed in the any bill. Say, for example, my office is in my name, that is a Mukesh Panamiji, and I want to incorporate the company. So I should give that utility bill to the company supported by NOC. The NOC's wording will be that I am the owner of this premises and I am also promoter of this incorporated entity. Okay, the entity which is in process of incorporation. I do not have any objection if the said entity under process of incorporation uses my owned premises as its registered office. Utility bill shall not be older than 2 months. And there is a specific list of utility bill, like you can use electricity bill, you can use gas bill, or you can use telephone bill. Advisable to attach INC 8. INC 8 is a declaration given by the professional that he is engaged in the incorporation process by the promoters, and he has made full inquiry for the documents and for all the details of the company, and the company has submitted all the documents for its incorporation. This is a declaration. DIR 12 is a consent to act as a director that every director has to give before his appointment in a new company or as well as in an existing company. Yes. Further, the specimen of signatures, proof of identity and residence, photographs, and other details is required by the Agile Pro forms for the application of GST, EPFO, ESI, professional tax, Maharashtra exactly, and for the opening of a bank account needs to be given. GST application is not mandatory. You can also apply after getting the incorporation certificate or whenever it will be applicable to. It is just a single window service provided to you. See, even if EPFO and ESIC number has been generated, so, but your strength, say for example, if your strength is below 20, this EPFO and ESIC is not applicable to your entity. You are not abided to make any complaints. This is just the provisional number which is allotted to you, assigned to you as a facility under the single window. Whenever you attracts the eligibility, then only you need to make the complaints. The same documents like proof of place, proof of identity, specimen, signature, passport size photos for the Agile Pro. Yes, with the introduction of a new dashboard for the Spice Plus, it is a very user-friendly dashboard, I must say, and the linked forms, the name will be displayed on it, and simply you can click for the proceed for incorporation, and all the things will be displayed. I will mention you how this will look. Each and every category will pre-scrutiny, means they will prior check all the information whether has been successfully inserted or not. Like whatever the PAN number you have mentioned, the PAN number, the name as per the PAN is matching or not. The mobile number and email ID, they will verify through the OTPs. Digital signature validation successful is not. Each and every aspects they will check on a pre-scrutiny basis, and whatever error they will show you at the time. Now, if you are converting any entity or a firm, say for example, if you are converting your firm into the company, what are the additional documents? Means till now, whatever we have discussed the documents, there are for the incorporation, simply incorporation, not a conversion. So the URC1 form is there. So these are the 1 to 16 and many more documents are required to be added. Like if it is a firm, for a company, it is a ROC, Registrar of Companies, and for the firm, it is a Registrar of Firms. So the certificate from Registrar of Firms, if obtained, because the registration of a partnership company with the registrar is not compulsory. It's optional, but it's advisable. PAN of firm, PAN other of all the partners, initial partnership deed and all supplemental deeds executed till date. Total amount of property, whether movable or immobile, whether any suit existing, legal proceeding is running into any judicial authority or not. NOC of the secured and unsecured creditors, that they have no such objection if their partnership firm is getting converted into a company. Consent of all partners and resolution for conversion. Affidavit for non-disqualified. Affidavit from all for the dissolution of entity after conversion. Certificate from professional for stamp duty paid. Like in a Gujarat, we are paying 1% of capital, maximum 10,000 rupees for partnership firm as an stamp duty on partnership firm. So the professional will check whether, because see, many firms are recently have done the conversion where the firm was incorporated in 1974, 1967. Okay, so we need to gather all the supplemental dates executed till date, and we need to ensure that the 10,000 rupees stamp duty has been paid on different levels or not. And basis on that, we need to give the certificate that the stamp duty is paid in a full. Then only the conversion will be made available. Latest ITR of a firm. Now it is a very tricky thing. Say for example, right now we are in the date of 9th of October. Okay, so 7th October was the last date, I guess, for filing the income tax return and tax audit returns. So financial year has been closed. That is the 31st March 2022. So say for example, if this is the time of April month or May month, and I'm in the process of filing my ITR return and tax audit return, registrar will not allow my conversion until and unless I file the tax audit or income tax return for the financial year ending 22. Reason being, say for example, if I have not filed the ITR return, tax audit return, and I applied for the conversion, I'm talking about the situation of May month. Registrar has approved my application. And right now I'm a private limited company or a public limited company as I've opted. What I will do at the time of October? At the time of October, I'm not a partnership firm, I'm a private limited company. My PAN card has been surrendered and the new PAN card has been given. So this type of situation does not arise. That is the reason why registrar is asking, if you have completed your financial year, then first file the ITR and tax audit return if applicable, and then they come for the conversion. Newspaper advertisement, there is a specific format for URC1. Why it is needed? Because in a partnership firm, your liability was unlimited. And now you are converting yourself into a limited organization where your liability is limited up to the capital or up to the guarantee. So your stake, say for example, आज मुझे एक फर्म से 5 करोड़ रुपए लेने के बाकी है, वो फर्म की कैपिटल है सिर्फ 10 लाख रुपए. तो मुझे पता है कि भले कैपिटल 10 लाख रुपए बट लायबिलिटी तो अनलिमिटेड है. कल को उठ के मैं प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी बन जाता हूं तो मेरी लायबिलिटी हो गई 5 लाख रुपए जो मेरी कैपिटल है, 10 लाख रुपए जो मेरी कैपिटल है, बट मुझे उससे पैसे लेने बाकी है 5 करोड़. तो कल को उठ के वो क्या बोलेंगे, हमारी लायबिलिटी तो कितनी है, सिर्फ 10 लाख रुपए, आपको 10 लाख रुपए चाहिए तो हम दे रहे हैं. ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन अराइज ना हो, इसके लिए आपको न्यूज़पेपर एडवर्टाइजमेंट देनी है टू द स्टॉक होल्डर स्टेक. एनी स्टेक होल्डर who is having an objection will report to the registrar, will report to the company that they are having these objections. Statement of account not older than 1 month from the date of application. Say for example, I'm applying today, that is the 9th October. So my statement of accounts should not be older, means my statement of account shall be after of 10th September. That should be again a CA certified, not auditor compulsory. Any CA can sign their statement of accounts and assets and liabilities with profit and loss. Under it is a very tedious task. Say for example, a company having a turnover of 300 crore, then it is a very tough task to get the sign this for this account statement not older than 1 month. Other document is required by the ROC. Now this is how the electronic SPICE 1% after getting the name, how it will look. This is the first form, that is a SPICE plus B. Article is entrenched or not, means if you want to specifically insert any provision in any clause in the article, like there is a joint venture, so there is a clause that at least 2% from each side will be there, then only the meeting shall get commence of any board meeting. If this is type of any clause you want to insert, then you will select no and you will insert. Having share capital, what is authorized capital and what is the subscribed capital. Each and every time that will be save and continue until the form is gets completed. Now this is the correspondence address. You need to mention. If this is a registered office address, then you need to select yes. If no, then you need to file within 30 days registered office address. Yes, this is the things. Total number of first subscriber, non-individual, individual having the no. ये बहुत आपको ध्यान से भरना है, क्योंकि ये आप सेव और कंटिन्यू करोगे, उसके बाद ही उस हिसाब से प्रीफिल डेटा आपके लिए ओपन रहेंगे. जैसे आप जैसे इसमें नंबर एंटर करेंगे, ऐसे यहाँ पे ये फील्ड्स ओपन होगी आपके लिए B, C, D, N, E. Yes. Now this is for the stamp duty. If you are selecting Gujarat and if you are having a capital of 1 lakh, it will pre-filled 120 rupees. 1 lakh 0.5% is 500 rupees. 1 lakh 0.1% is 100 rupees and 20 rupees for the article. 500 plus 100 plus 20, that is a 620 will be pre-filled. If you want to pay it electronically, press yes. Then the MCA will simply pay and submit and transfer the funds to the Gujarat State Department. If you're filing no, that you need to affix the franking or any stamp duty in a physical mode, adhesive stamp, e-stamp, etc. Yes, this is for the PAN and TAN. like we fill in the form number 49A, area code, AO type, range code, AO number. For 10 again, if you are from income and business profession, this is the business activity code. If you are submitting the physical memorandum association, these are the options: utility bill, identity of applicant 1 and 2, optional attachment, etc. And you will submit the save and continue. Only PDF documents are allowed. Now these are the declarations. ये हमेशा पढ़ने चाहिए कोई भी चीज साइन करने से पहले. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको फोन आया कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेट करनी और आपने हाँ बोल दिया, ठीक है? नहीं, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू शुड नो योर क्लाइंट. ठीक है, वो बंदा बैंक का विलफुल डिफॉल्टर है नहीं है, वो प्रोक्योरमेंट ऑफेंडर है नहीं है, उसने जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स दिए वो वैलिड है कि नहीं है. सी पैन नंबर आपके पास एनएसडीएल की वेबसाइट पर जाके आप चेक कर सकते हो कि ये पैन नंबर उसी आदमी से बिलोंग करता है कि नहीं करता है. ठीक है, आधार कार्ड पे मोबाइल नंबर लिखा होता है, आप आधार जनरेट मोबाइल नंबर ओटीपी से वेरीफाई कर सकते हो आधार कार्ड उसी का है कि नहीं है. आपको तो ये भी सर्टिफाई करना है कि ये रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस वहां पे एक्चुअल में एग्जिस्ट करती है कि नहीं करती. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ, मेरे पास एक मुंबई का इनकॉर्पोरेशन आता है करने के लिए जिसकी रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस मुंबई में है. अब मैं यहाँ बैठे बैठे कैसे सर्टिफाई कर सकता हूँ कि आई हैव विजिटेड द रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस. See, right now ministry is in a mood that we will not check anything, we will fully rely on the professional. So professional has to first make himself clear and then come with the clean hands to us for the application of incorporation. So what I will do, I will simply ask my Bombay fellow professionals that please do this task for me. Similarly, wherever he's getting an assignment at Gujarat, I will do this favor to him, that this office actually exists. So for these things, you need to get the photograph of yourself also, like a selfie, that I have personally visited this office. जब मैंने visit किया था तब ये premises वहां पे थी. So these are the declarations. यहाँ पे आपको अपना membership number mention करना है, आप कौन सी इंस्टीट्यूट से बिलोंग करते हो, CSCS और CW, इंस्टीट्यूट नेम, आपका ऑफिस का एड्रेस. Here will the membership number details. You will click on the pre-scrutiny. The moment you will do the pre-scrutiny, सारा फॉर्म एक बार अपने आप चेक हो जाएगा and then you will fill the submit. जो भी एरर होगी आपको बताएंगे. सो आपका ये एक फॉर्म कंप्लीट हो गया. अब आपका दूसरा फॉर्म है एजाइल प्रो. यहाँ पे आपको जीएसटी नंबर अप्लाई करना है नहीं करना है, वो सारी चीजें यहाँ पे. आपका प्राइमरी बिजनेस एक्टिविटी, यहाँ पे आपका फोटोग्राफ, डिन नंबर, पैन नंबर, मोबाइल नंबर, ईमेल आईडी पे ओटीपी आएगा वेरीफाई करने के लिए. अगर आपको बैंक अकाउंट ओपन कराना है तो कौन से डायरेक्टर ऑथराइज सिग्नेटरी रहेंगे, यहाँ पे बैंक की लिस्ट होगी, आपको कौन से बैंक अकाउंट ओपन कराना है वो आपको बताना है. ये रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस का यूटिलिटी बिल है, प्रूफ ऑफ आइडेंटिटी, प्रूफ ऑफ रेसिडेंस, स्पेसिमेन सिग्नेचर फॉर ईपीएफओ, प्रोविडेंट फंड का रजिस्ट्रेशन भी यहीं से हो जाएगा, एम्प्लॉय स्टेट इंश्योरेंस कमीशन, उसका भी डिक्लेरेशन यहाँ पे है. ये सारी चीजें फिल करने के बाद you will again click on the pre-scrutiny. If there is no error, this pop-up will be available to submit. Once you click the submit, this form will also be submitted. Okay. So again, this screen will be showed on your screen. Like first we filed the part A, the name was approved. Then we filed part B. This form is available to download. This is a download link. The moment you will click here and PDF file will be generated, you need to open this PDF file and digital signature, affix the digital signatures. Agile Pro we filed. Now we will file article, then memorandum, then INC9. The moment you will click the article, this screen will be open. If you are a private limited company, limited by share, then you need to adopt the table F. Similarly, there are A to G tables for a limited company, limited by shares, limited by guarantee, non-profit, producer, conversion. There are different tables. So right now we are adopting table F for the private limited company who is limited by shares. So there will be total 70 to 80 clauses as per the table F. जो आपको एप्लीकेबल नहीं है आप यहाँ पे नॉट एप्लीकेबल कर सकते हैं, और जो भी आपको यहाँ पे ऑल्टर करना है यहाँ पे यस टिक करके आप यहाँ पे ऑल्टर कर सकते हैं. लाइक बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, so you will click on the edit options and you will enter that following director shall be the first directors of the company, 1, 2, 3, etc. Now, these are the subscriber details. You need to mention name, address, and occupation, that DIN number or PAN number, and the place, and you will affix the digital signature. This is signed before me. This is to be certified by the professional who is engaged in the process of incorporation. You need to select your institute or advocacy. You need to mention your name, your address, your membership number, and the place. Advocate will mention his PAN number. Professionals will mention the membership number. And they will click on the check form that will be pre-scrutinized. They will mention the same, and we will submit here. The moment we will submit, this digital signature fields will be open, and we will affix our digital signature. Subscriber will affix here, and the professional will affix here on a same date. We need to make sure ourselves that all the digital signatures should be done on a same date, and everyone should sign this digital signature in Adobe Acrobat DC version only. So the ministry has changed this entire incorporation process because change is the hardest in the beginning, messiest in the middle, but the best in the end. So we will take the questions after each and every topic. So any participant has any questions? Sir, we are taking questions live, or the questions will be submitted through your channel, and at the end we will discuss the questions.
You're asking me, Mukesh?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm asking that the question answer, I suppose the question answer to be taken after every slide, after every topic.
No, we can take it at the end, Mukesh. We can take
at the end. Okay, sir.
Yes,
So,
I'm having a bit of a sore throat. I'm unable to speak.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Take care, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next topic, we are discussing the appointment of directors. The section 234 of the Act says that director is a person who is appointed as a director in the company, so cannot apply for the DIN number. And without DIN number, you cannot be appointed as a director. In a partnership firm, there is a different scenario that the minor can be admitted as a partner only for the benefits. And as per section 149(3), at least one director has to be an Indian resident. What is the definition of Indian resident? That in the past year, he should reside in India at least for the 182 days. So at least one director should be there as an Indian resident. See, the word is Indian resident. The word is not Indian national. Say, for example, me and my wife, say, for example, tomorrow we shift to the US. Okay, so we can remain as a director, subject to one person should come in India at least for 182 days. That is also not a continuous. 182 days is must. At least one director should be here. As we are aware that the minimum number of directors for a public, it is a 3, private 2, one person is a 1. This is a minimum. See, one person company has a 1 member. Okay, one person company can have more than one director. This is a question usually coming. One person company, this is a minimum number of directors as a 1. One person company can have more than one director, but cannot have more than one shareholder. Through article, the company might specify for a higher number of minimality. Say, for example, right now, Act prescribe the number of 50. After 50, you need to get approval of the registrar that we want to increase our board, the strength beyond 15. But initially, at the time of incorporation, your article is mentioning that the company can have minimum 25 directors, and registrar is approving your article and issuing your incorporation certificate. So you can have minimum 25 directors. Other maximum, it is 15. But more can be appointed by passing a special resolution. If registrar is approving, then you can have more than 50. Now we have discussed what the company should have minimum or maximum director. But what about the director as an individual capacity? Right now I am having a DIN number. But what is the limit on me? See, in an earlier Act, 1956, the Act has imposed a restriction. Act has imposed the maximum number of cap in which an individual can be appointed as a director. The number is 20. But out of 20, the public company should not exist then. So, and for counting this limit, dormant companies, Section 8 companies are to be excluded. So there are permutation and combination we need to make. My first question will be, I can be appointed in 20 private limited company? Answer is yes. 20 private, 10 public, 2 Section 8, 2 dormant? Answer is yes. 15 public, 5 private? Answer is no. So this is a permutation combination you need to make. Limit is 20, but a maximum public company out of 20 is a 10. What are the disqualifications? These are the person who cannot become a director. Unsound mind. See, many numbers are there who are not allowed to, means who are ineligible to perform a contract. The director, to become a director, is a contract between you and company. Since the Indian Contract Act 1872 does not allow you to enter into any contract, so you cannot enter into a contract with the company to become as a director also. This contract is an offer and acceptance, like you are giving and consent, company is accepting, company is proposing you and you are accepting. So of unsound mind, person who is undischarged insolvent, person who has applied to be educated as an insolvent, an application is pending, person who has been imprisoned for more than 6 months and 5 years has not been elapsed. After 5 years, you can again become a director. Court or tribunal disqualifying such person to become a director. A person who has not paid any call on shares for 6 months have elapsed. Convicted in offense of related party transaction in preceding 5 years. A person who has not obtained allotted deed. So you need to check all this disqualification before accepting the assignment for appointment of directors. Further, a company who has not filed his annual return to the registrar for the 3 years, that person is also not allowed to appoint as a director for the 5 years. Now, director is a wider term. There are 7, 8, 9, 10 types of directors which can be appointed. In which category you can be appointed as a director in a company? First one is an executive director. Executive director is an employed on the company. Closely witness the daily affairs. On the other side, non-executive is a director who is not involved in daily affairs, but who is actively involved in policy formulation decisions. Executive is involved in day-to-day, also in policy formulation, but non-executive in only policy formulation. Rotational. See, for the public company, at least 2/3 of your board should be eligible to retire by rotation and 1/3 should be retired each and every year. The person who is longest employed in the company should get first retired. Of course, they will make themselves eligible to be reappointed. So in an every AGM, you need to check if there is a public company who are the directors which are at this AGM who are liable to rotation and offering themselves for the reappointment. Now this is the very simplest definition. Who is the non-rotational director? The director other than rotational are non-rotational director. Like independent are non-rotational, nominee are non-rotational. The government nominated director, if is appointed, is also non-rotational director. The first director, like we seen in the article of association, the names of the directors who's mentioned in the article of association are the first director. If article is not mentioning the first director, then the first subscriber are the first directors. Now the question is, the first director and first subscriber can be same person, can be different person? Answer is yes, both the same. I want to become a director, but I don't want to take a share. Yes, I can become a director. I want to become a promoter, but I don't want to become a director. Yes, both the options are available to me, to become both or not to become both, or to become any one out of two. Now this is the designation with substantial power as per the Companies Act 203, which define the KMP, means key managerial personnel. Manager, managing director, full-time director, chief financial officer, company secretary, chief executive officer. These are the key managerial personnel, means all are equal for the company because all are having a substantial power. So every listed company or any public company having capital of 10 crore or more, they should have MD, manager, WTD, company secretary, and chief executive officer. If there is a private limited company having a capital of 10 crore or more, it should have a company secretary full-time employed in the company. Definition is given: the person who is designated as a managing director and having substantial powers vested with the articles of a company is a managing director. He is having a supreme power. So the maximum term for the appointment is 5 years, and also they can be appointed, reappointed for the further period of 5 years, and number of terms they can enjoy. Only the thing is, if the person is aging below 21 or above 70, the appointment should match with the eligibility criteria and subject to passing a special resolution, and person should be resident in India. Now, independent director, as the name suggests, director which is having a totally independent relation with the company. Say, for example, right now I'm a managing director. I'm resigning as a managing director. Tomorrow I want to become an independent director. I cannot. Why? Because I was enjoying the substantial power. I was having a substantial stake. So I am not an independent director. There is a definition. There are the criteria, and the 3 years should be passed if I was having any other designation, like a KMP designation in the company. After 3 years, I became an independent director. And now, who shall be having the independent directors on their board? Listed company shall not less than 1/3, and the public company having a share capital of 10 CR or more, turnover of 100 CR or more, outstanding loan debentures exceeding 50 CR or more. They should have at least 2 independent directors on their board. Apart from that, listed company, at least 1/3 of the board. In the SEBI guidelines, they mentioned if the chairman is executive, then 2/3. If the chairman is non-executive, then 1/3 should be board as an independent director. The nominee director. Who appoints nominee director? Who have vesting interest in the company. Say, for example, bank has given a loan of 50 CR to one particular company. So bank wants to have its check on the board affairs. Bank wants to have its monitoring person, who can update the bank what is happening with its funds, because bank is also answerable to its stakeholders. Similarly, to protect their interest, many banks, financial institutions, JV partners, technology partners, finance partners, okay, so they should generally they have a condition. Say, for example, venture capitalists. Okay, if someone is investing 50% of front capital in your company, he should be concerned about this affair. So what he will do? He will simply put in condition that my one nominee director should be there, and he should be invited to attend a board meeting. He should be given not a day-to-day affairs of the company, but any major decisions or he should be invited. He should be provided the agendas, minutes, papers, and financial statements, quarterly basis, etc., to just have a monitoring look. Woman director. Yes, in 2013 Act, there has been a conditions that listed companies, public company having 100 crore or more of capital or turnover of 300 crore or more, should have one woman director in its board, and vacancy shall be filled by 3 months from the such vacancy. So, ek tir se do nishana, if you are having an independent director as a woman, so you are complying with the woman director compliance as well, because there has been no such condition that the woman director, should be an executive, should be non. That is what is a woman director. So if you are having an independent director as a woman, so you are complying with both the condition. You are also having a woman director on board and also an independent director on board. Now, additional director. Right now, you are having 5 directors on your board, and if you want to appoint one director, that will be an additional director on your board, and that person will be attending the office as an additional director till the ensuing AGM. And the shareholders, if approved its regularization in their meeting, then such director can continue as a director after that. Alternate director. When a director is leaving India for a period of 3 months, okay, and on his place, if he wishes to appoint an alternate director, he may have, by passing a special resolution. Okay, he has all the power, he has all the position of the original director, and he shall hold the office till the director in place whom is appointed returns back, or the period of holding office of the original director comes to an end. After returning of the original person, he should vacate his office. Next is director by small shareholders. Only listed companies whose shareholders having nominal value of less than 20,000 proposed to appoint a small shareholders director to give a notice at least 14 days before the general meeting. 1,000 small shareholders or 10% of total number of shareholders, whichever is lower, is required to give such notice. This is to protect their interest. Next is the director to be appointed to fill causal vacancy. Say for example, if one director is resigning, so there is a vacancy arises in the board. So to fill that causal vacancy, one director is appointed. So that designation is to director to fill the causal vacancy. Now there are certain rules, ethics, responsibilities of a director. That director cannot assign his office even though articles provide. Means a proxy nahi kar sakta. Trusted you, shareholder has given money into your hand, so you need to protect their funds. Only you can do this. You cannot appoint any other person. Any director wishing to attend the board meeting through video conferencing has to inform the company of his intention in the beginning of the year. Setting fees for all directors, irrespective of gender or position, shall be decided indiscriminately, which shall not exceed 1 lakh per meeting. As per section 162, a separate resolution at general meeting has to be passed for appointment of every director. एक डायरेक्टर को अपॉइंट करने के लिए एक सिंगल रिजोल्यूशन चाहिए. आप एक रिजोल्यूशन से 2 डायरेक्टर को अपॉइंट नहीं कर सकते. Like we wish to appoint Mr. A and Mr. B, so you cannot pass a resolution that Mr. A and Mr. B has been appointed as director. No. First, you should pass a resolution. Mr. A has been appointed, and this resolution number 2, Mr. B is appointed. Notice of any meeting shall be given to a director, whether he is in abroad, as informed about his absence or any reasons, 7 days in advance with the agenda with supporting documents. Now, director shall act in good faith in order to promote the objects of the company for the benefits of the stakeholders. Director shall act in accordance with the articles, shall exercise his duties with reasonable care, not involved in a situation that possibly conflict with the interest of the company, not achieve any undue gain or advantage either to himself or to any relatives. Be remembered that board is the apex governing body of any company and it's a brain of a company. So these are the some ethics of the directors. Now let's discuss which are the modes in which a person can become a director in any company. Say signatories of memorandum. If the company has not decided who will be the first director, then the person who was subscribing through MOA will be considered as a first director. So they are the deemed directors. Shareholders in that meeting, because company में पैसा किसने दिया? Shareholder. So shareholder will decide who will become the director of their company. So the shareholders in the general meeting will decide. Board in their meeting, like we discussed, additional director, alternate director. Okay, so the moment board decide the additional director, he will be appointed till the ensuing general meeting. If the shareholder is not approving his appointment, then he should vacate his office. Third parties, like government appointing a nominee. Say for example, if it is a company who is handling a port, if it is a company who is handling the nuclear thermal power, so there is the interest of the public. So government to check on its eye, government will appoint a. This is just an example. Government appoints one of IAS or one of is the supreme authority person as a nominee. Third party means you can say bank, financial institutions, a joint, say for example, Maruti and Suzuki. So there is a joint venture. Hero and Honda, it is a joint venture. So Honda will say that at least one person will be appointed from my side into your board. Suzuki will say at least one person will be appointed from my side on the Maruti's board. Or venture capitalist, if a person is inventing 50 CR equity in your company, he will say this is my manager who will be appointed as a nominator on your company to have a look on the affairs of the company. What is the legal position of a director? Director is a trustee. Director is an agent. Director is an officer. It is an employee of a company, not an owner. Owner are the shareholders. Director is just an employee with such powers. And director is a managing partner. Likewise, in a company, managing partner and capital partners both are the, likewise in a partnership firm, managing partners and capital partners are the same person. Because to become a partner, you should bring some capital. But in a company, without capital, you can become a director. So you are a managing partner. If you have invested in the shares of a company, you are managing as well as capital partner. So be remembered that you are not the owner if you are a director. You are just an employee, you are an officer, you are an agent, you are a trustee, and you are a managing partner. Yes, to become a director, what are the steps? First step is to obtain the digital signature certificate. If you are already having, then no need to apply further. If you are not having a DIN, then apply DIN. If you are having a DIN, and because to apply a second DIN is an offense, criminal offense, rather I would say. Because right now the systems are so much proactive that the moment you enter your PAN, your Aadhaar, your mobile, anything, they will detect from their records that this is the second DIN, and they will show you the warning that you are applying the second DIN, which is a criminal offense. To become a director, of course, you need to give a consent, because without your consent, you cannot become a director. And you need to, means the company needs to file the form DIR12. DIR stands for the director with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs website. Which are the documents which required for the DIN application? The first one is a passport size photograph, copy of passport for the national ID, where is the national, and attested by the Indian Embassy or Consulate or High Commission apostille person of Indian origin. If it is an overseas citizen of India, these are for the foreign residents. Address proof like passport, place of birth, educational qualification, mobile number and email ID, and your consent to apply for the digital for DIN number and company's BR for the same. See, right now ministry is not allowing any person to obtain DIN. Ministry wants the consent for the company. Say, for example, if you want to appoint a director, the ministry will ask which company. So you are saying, sir, I want to appoint in this company. So that company will apply your DIN number if you are not having a DIN number. So that company's director will affix his digital signature. You will affix your digital signature into the form, and then you will be allotted a DIN number. Earlier used to happen, any person can apply for the DIN number, but there has been applied so many DIN numbers which were used unactive. So right now ministry is precautious. They will say that only and only the company or LLP in which you want to see yourself as an appointed as a director or designated partner, that entity will apply your DIN number. Now, which are the documents which should be affixed in the DIR 12 form? Your DIR 2 consent, DIR 8 form, that is, and you are not disqualified under section 164. MBB 1 stand for the declaration of interest in other entities, letter of appointment from the company, and resolution passed by the company for the appointment. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This DIR 2 is supported by your proof of identity and proof of residence. So these 5 documents will be affixed with form number DIR 12. So let us see the form number DIR 12, and we will fill here only. I have downloaded one blank form number DIR 12. It is a particular appointment and the key managerial personnel and changes among them. So we are having a SIN number here only. So we are taking an SIN number, that Ankit Bill Solution Private Limited. So we will prefill SIN here, automatically gets prefilled from the ministry's website. Okay. So we want to appoint one director, say for example. So we will mention his DIN number. So we are taking a random DIN number from the website. This is just for our learning purpose. This is the DIN number, a unique 8-digit code. So we will select appointment. We will refill the DIN here. DIN will get refilled. Is not an approved DIN. They must not have filed any KYC forms, I guess. Again, it is not a valid DIN, so we will take another DIN. Yes. So we will mention the DIN number and we will get prefill. His name and address will be prefill. So we will select the category that he will be a director. Then date of appointment, we will take the today's date. Subcategory, we will mention as a promoter, executive director, his email ID, if he is having an interest in other entities. So we will click here on 10 numbers and we will attach the 10 details. Okay, so we will attach here inform number DR to the consent, declaration by the first directors if any, and we will attach the board resolution, MBP1 DR12 as an optional attachment here. The moment we will click attach, the PDF file we can attach from our system. The person who is signing the form will mention his name here, his designation here, his DIN number here, and the professional CS, CS or CWA will take here and will click on the check form. After the check form, director will affix his digital signature in this box. Professional will affix his digital signature in this box, and they will submit this form online on MCA website. So this is the form of DIR 12, that is for the appointment of a director. It is an STP form in straight through process. The moment you will upload this form and pay on the ministry's website, his name will be appeared on this list. If it is a suggestion, his name will be removed from this list. So this is the name of directors. This is the master data. I guess the same has been taken care of in the previous session. This is the SIN number, 20-digit unique number. L stand for listed, U stand if it is a U for unlisted. This is a 5-digit registration number. MH stand for Maharashtra. 1988 stand for the year of incorporation. PLC means public limited company. PTC means private limited company. FTC means foreign company. This is the activity code 5-digit, and this is the registration number. Here it is mentioned. And here it is the registered office Maharashtra. This is the list of secured lendings, and this is the director or signatory list. This will be the, I guess, CFO, and this will be the company secretary. So here we have completed the appointment of directors. Next, we will take for the change in registered office of a company. I'm returning in just 1 minute. Thank you. Am I audible? My screen is visible? Okay. Thank you. So next topic, we will discuss the change in registered office. In the previous act, this was not, of course, it was a serious matter, but not as serious as it has been nowadays. Because people had incorporated more than 50 offices in a 10 by 10 small office. And there was no such clear-cut address which used to be given by the corporation to the registrar. I don't know, just to misguide or hide something. There were the instances where the ministry has found that chai ki kitli, pan ki dukan, or चुपड़पट्टी और what so बहुत सारी चीजें पे registered offices थे. So ministry could not trace the office, and without tracing the office, ministries or any other government agency like income tax or any revenue department, enforcement director cannot take a search. So by learning all this mishaps which has been done by the corporates, ministry is so much concerned about the place of a company that is a registered office. There has been so much instances like ministry could not trace the office, and without tracing the office, any government agency cannot take a search, cannot take the evidences, cannot take the documents, cannot take the evidences of the employees, cannot take the oath of any employee statements. So they have made so much stringent rules for this registered office. Like in a few years back, they had introduced one form active in which you have to capture the office photo, a director's photo who is sitting inside the office. And section 12 of the Companies Act itself says that there should be affixed a nameplate in English as well as in a vernacular language, that this is the company's name, this is the registered office address. Even whenever you want to shift the registered office, also you need to give the exact longitude and latitude of the registered office address. Now, what does it mean? These are the internationally unique registered office latitude and longitude. Like this facility is given in a Google map. I will just show you how you can find any latitude or longitude of any premises. Say for example, right now I'm sitting in Ahmedabad. So if you want to see the latitude or longitude, so right now I'm sitting, so this is my latitude, 22 point so and so. 71 is a longitude, 72 is so and so. So even if you are right now staying at America or any other place of the world, if you will enter this latitude and longitude, my current location will be here. Say for example, ICSI Institute Ahmedabad. So here you will suggest here ICI Bhavan, okay, in Ahmedabad. Sardar Patel Colony, this is the institute. What is the latitude and longitude? Mention the direct. So you will get 21 point something and 71 point something. That will be a latitude and longitude. 23 point this and 72 point this. So you need to mention this latitude and longitude also in your registered office form, so the government can easily trace where the registered office is. Apart from that, the burden of proof lies on the professionals. Like they are certifying that they have personally visited the registered office. So whenever ministry is रेड करना है या कोई मिनिस्ट्री को स्पीड पोस्ट से कुछ भेजना है, if the speed post is bounced, means if speed post is returned unaccepted, then the company will be at the fault, and the professional will also be questioned. Why? Because if the place is not found, then the professional will be questioned. Why? Because the professional is certified that he has personally visited the place. If he has personally visited the place, then ये कोई कार की चाबी तो है नहीं कि गुम हो गई. Registered office should stand there. So let us discuss the another serious aspect of this act. The company is required to have a place, registered office in a public records where any letters, notices or other communication can be sent by various stakeholders of the company. See, this was not only the demand of the other government agencies, this was also the demand of the stakeholders, like the shareholders or the creditors. The place is known as the registered office of the company, and the company is mandatory to require to establish a registered office at the time of incorporation, initiate the register of companies to concerned state where the company is being incorporated. What can be the reason for change? Growing at a faster pace and the office space and infrastructure does not fit, so the company wants a bigger space, so they want to shift their office. Last period of your company's lease, if the company is not owning its registered office and the period is about to expire and company wants to shift its registered office to another place. Explore new genres of the business goal and hence planning to shift the registered office to a place where they can explore better market opportunities. Say for example, if I'm starting my IT startup on an initial stage, I can be here, but later on I find myself that Bangalore is the best city in India to explore my startup in a new scale. So I will shift my registered office from Ahmedabad, Gujarat to Bangalore, Karnataka. That will be altogether a different case. We will discuss what are the 4 cases for this registered office change process. Another company is investing. So they want to merge my company into them. So my company will merge into that entity and office will be shifted there. Management takeover. Say for example, my existing company has been taken over by a company where their office is at Bombay. So what they will expect? That this company will also get shifted to the Bombay or any other place within their range. Now, what will the procedure? So there are total 4 cases. We will discuss each and every case separately. So case number 1, where the registered office is within the local limits of any city, town or village. So this is done through simply board. Board is empowered. If board wants to go outside this city, town, village or ROC or state, then they need to get the approval of the central this shareholders and other agencies. If they want to shift within the Ahmedabad, within their village, then they simply do this by convening a board meeting. Board meeting will be conducted, resolution will be filed, and the ROC will be intimated in the form number INC 22. INC stand for the incorporation. The form number is 22. Within 15 days of the meeting. Many forms are right now ROC have made the shorter time period to file. Here it is a 15 days. In many forms, if it is an appointment of director, the time limit is allowed at 30 days. But for INC 22, it is a 15 days. And the same address will be reflected in the master data. This will be the attachments. You need to affix the board resolution. You need to affix the proof of registered office address. Kyun proof chahiye? Earlier, the proof was also not required. Right now, ministry is asking the electricity bill. If the electricity bill is 0, means what? Registered office is not getting open. If there is no telephone bill, means how you can communicate to the stakeholders. So that is the reason जो जगह है उसका existence का best proof है वहाँ का utility bill. अगर वहाँ पे premises है तो वहाँ पे electricity होगी, वहाँ पे gas connection होगा, या वहाँ पे telephone होगा. Now, Companies Act is not saying that the company should have its own premises. Companies Act is saying the company should have its registered office, whether it is owned or owned by any other entity. If the premises is not owned by the company, and the proof of company is permitted to use the address. Like in the time of incorporation, I gave you the example that Mukesh Panamiji is owning the office. So he is giving NOC, so that NOC is enough. Now let us move to the case number 2. That is a shifting of registered office outside the local limit of any city, town or village. Say for example, my current office is at Ahmedabad and I want to shift my office at Baroda. So in that case, if my office is getting shifted outside the local limits of any city, town or village, then also I need to get approval of my shareholders. So what I will do, I will first call a board meeting. Board will approve this resolution subject to approval of shareholders. I will call the general meeting of shareholders. And in that meeting, I will pass a special resolution and I will file 2 forms. One form MGT 14 for the special resolution within 30 days. And one is form number INC 22 within 15 days. So these are the list. Only list will enhance by 2 things like MGT 14 and special resolution of the shareholders. Rest, all the attachments will remain same. Okay, so whenever you are getting approval or whenever you are changing the registered office, you should change all your stationeries like your letterheads, your banners, your signboards, your even cash receipts, your invoices, all your records, your mail body signatures, your visiting cards. You need to inform all the government authorities. You need to inform your banks. Your income tax jurisdiction get also changed, so you need to inform the income tax authorities, GST authorities, and whenever such other authorities, like if you have taken an import-export code, you need to update your address. There also, you need to address your update with the banks. If you have taken a loan, your current accounts, banking accounts, wherever your registered office address previously was given of the older one, you need to get updated with the newer one. Now, case number 3 and case number 4 are the most in detailed and lengthy. Case number 3 is discussing there, that is a shifting of registered office of the company from jurisdiction of one ROC to jurisdiction of the other ROC within the same state. So ऐसे सारे स्टेट में ऐसा नहीं है कि 2 ROC है. If we talk about the Maharashtra, Mumbai ROC and Pune ROC. So Maharashtra is having a 2 ROC. One is Mumbai, one is Pune. So for specifically Mumbai, there is a Mumbai ROC, and for the rest of Maharashtra, the ROC is at Pune. So Nasik का है, Pune का है कोई भी, तो jurisdiction आएगा Pune में. अगर Mumbai का है तो Mumbai का. So you will mention that the registered office of the company is situated within the jurisdiction of the Mumbai state Maharashtra, and Pune will mention registered jurisdiction ROC Pune and Maharashtra. In Gujarat, you can simply say that the jurisdiction within the Gujarat. Why? Because there is only one ROC for the entire state. Similarly, there is another case for this Gujarat and Dadra Nagar Haveli. Means what? In a Gujarat and Dadra Nagar Haveli, there is one ROC. For Goa, Diu, Daman, there is one ROC. So if your company wants to get shifted from Dadra Nagar Haveli, say Silvassa or Dadra to Ahmedabad, so they need to approach the outside the state, though there is a one ROC. So there are 2-3 exceptional cases where the procedure, where the separate case laws cannot be discussed, but it will be considered as a from one state to another only, though within the jurisdiction of the same ROC. So here the case number 3 is shifting of office. Like I said, if the company wants to get itself shifted from Mumbai to Pune or Pune to Mumbai, so this will be applicable, but not in case of Ahmedabad to Vadodara or Vadodara to Surat or vice versa, because we are having a one ROC and one regional director only. So in this case, first is the same board meeting, second is same for the general meeting. Okay, and we will submit the special resolution to ROC in MGT 14 within 30 days. Then we will prepare a list of creditors, because we will seek their NOC also, because we are going to the different ROC. So all the jurisdiction will get changed. So we will prepare a list of secured as well as unsecured creditors not older than 1 month, and we will send them notices that we are planning to shift our office from this to this. If you have any objection, you can write to us within 21 days. If there is no objection received, we will understand that there is no objection. We will also prepare a list of deposit and debenture holders, if any. We will send notice to them also to seek their NOCs. And we will file one intimation to the Chief Secretary of the state regarding our proposed shifting. We will approach here to the regional director as well as, because regional director will approve our application and he will direct the ROC to accept this application. So we will approach the regional director in a form number INC 23 along with the documents like board resolution, special resolution, general meeting minutes, director by the key manager personnel that they have, they have made full affairs into the company and they have prepared the list of creditors or employees which has been accurate, and the declaration signed by the authorized official of the company that this jurisdiction, if they change, there is no such pending case. So if there is a pending case, then the list of the pending cases. Then acknowledgement of intimation. If you have served to the street post or hand delivery, then acknowledgement will be served here. And the regional director will pass that order within 15 days from the date of receiving the application. If it is in a complete respect, if there is any query, then he will also inform that this is the query in the application. Once you receive the order, the regional director will issue the order. I will just show you one order which I recently received. Let me check if it is available in this. See, we have filed recently won this particular form. I will show you. This is just for your study purpose. This is form number INC28. This office is coming from Maharashtra to Gujarat, from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. This is the order of the regional director. Yes, we received on 30th September. Okay, so this is the order number and office of the regional director, Western Region, Mumbai. This is the order number, and they have approved the application, and they have instructed that the registered office of the company shall be situated in the state of Gujarat. This is the signature of regional director, and we will file this order to the registrar that we have received. This order is filed with the registrar that we have received the order from regional director. They have cost us 20,000 rupees as a transfer cost, so we have paid 20,000 rupees payment of cost. The moment we will submit this, ROC will take note and he will allow us to enter into the Gujarat. The documents which I am showing is a very confidential of my. So regional director shall pass order within 15 days, and the same we will file to the INC20 to the registrar. After receiving the approval from regional director mentioned point number 9, the same shall be filed ROC in INC22 within 60 days from the date of receiving the certified copy of order. Okay, now this order has allowed us to enter into the state of Gujarat. But in the state of Gujarat, we need to identify in which city, in which place we are shifting our office. We have just sought the information to the registrar. We have just applied for the regional director that we want to get ourselves from one state to another, but in which city, at which area, we have not applied for. So after getting the order, we will intimate the registrar, okay, we will be in Ahmedabad, we will be at Ashram Road, we will be at this building. So that building's utility bill and all the documents in the same way. Almost the same procedure is for the shifting of office from one state to another, like board meeting, then general meeting, then notice to all the creditors, chief secretaries. Okay, but here we will alter our memorandum also, because in a memorandum there is a clause number 1 for the name, clause number 2 for the registered office. So we will amend that clause that the registered office of the company is situated at the state of Maharashtra. No, we will now mention in the state of Gujarat within the jurisdiction of the ROC Ahmedabad office. Again, we will finalize the creditors and debenture list. We will send them the notices, and we will also do a newspaper advertisement in a vernacular language. We will discuss it. And declaration signed by the MD and managing director and 2 directors that they have made a full inquiry in the affairs of the company, and they have prepared this list, which is not older than 1 month. Notice we will send newspaper advertisement in there is a specific format, INC26. In this format, we need to publish the newspaper advertisement in 2 languages. One is in English, one is in vernacular languages. But the condition is such newspaper should be having wide circulation. ऐसा नहीं आपने कोई भी एक छोटे से न्यूज़पेपर में जिसकी 100-200 कॉपीज भी नहीं बिकती, वो आपको सस्ता लगा तो आपने उसमें दे दिया. No, the very purpose of this clause is not satisfied by doing just that thing. Okay, it is not a corporate governance. Corporate governance says that the compliance of the act in a true spirit of law. ठीक है, like helmet पहनना है तो ISI मार्का वाला ही पहनना है. प्लास्टिक का हेलमेट पहना, आपने कंप्लाई तो कर दिया कि हेलमेट पहना, बट देयर इज नो सच सेफ्टी. ठीक है, सो just to have a true compliance in a true spirit of law, you should give a newspaper advertisement having a wider circulation. See, there is no such specific definition what is a wider circulation, but you can say at least top 5. If you are having a 15 newspaper in your city, so at least top 5 who are having a wide circulation, you should give your newspaper advertisement that in that newspaper. Okay, notice to the other regulatory bodies, like you should write to the income tax, you should write to the other regulatory body. Like if you are registered as a stockbroker, then you should write to the stock exchanges, SEBI. If you are an NBFC, you should take the prior approval of the RBI. If you are an insurance company, you should write and take the approval of the IRDA. If you are a telecom company, you should write and take approval of TRAI. So these, whatever examples I have given, there are the sectorial regulations, sectorial regulatories. Okay, if I'm a pharmaceutical company, then the food and drugs department. But if I'm infrastructure company, then RERA. So I need to intimate, I need to take the prior approval in certain cases to my other regulatory bodies as well. And I also give the assurance to the registrar and regional director that they, by doing this shifting, there is no harm to other shareholders. Like I have to give the declaration that I will not retrench any employee. Okay, मैं सारे एम्प्लॉयज को अपने साथ लेके ही चलूंगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं अहमदाबाद से मुंबई चला गया तो अहमदाबाद के सारे एम्प्लॉयज को नौकरी चली जाएगी. No, it's not like that. Now, application to the registrar. What are the attachment? Again, in INC 23, I will make an application to the jurisdiction of the regional director. Like if I'm coming from Maharashtra to Gujarat, then I will apply to the regional director, Western region. Vice versa case, if I'm going from Gujarat to Maharashtra, I will apply to the regional director NWR region, Northwest region, who is sitting at Ahmedabad. So copy of memorandum with an amended, copy of minutes of general meeting, copy of board resolution, copy of acknowledgement of copies served to the ROC and chief secretary, affidavit verifying the petition, newspaper advertisement, affidavit verifying the public notice, list of creditors and debenture with their address and the proofs that I have sent them notices, affidavit verifying list of creditors, affidavit from directors in terms of rules that we have complied all the rules, proof of payment of application fees, like I attach the challan of cost audit, affidavit regarding no pending of inquiry, inspection, investigation or prosecutions against the company which is going on by any government department, certified true copy of the latest audited financial statement. See, I should be first fully complied myself. अगर मेरा 5 साल का एनुअल फाइलिंग बाकी है तो रजिस्टर विल नॉट अलाउ मी टू गो एनीवेयर. वो बोलेगा पहले सारे चीजें कंप्लाई करो, देन यू आर अलाउड टू. सो यू शुड कम विद क्लीन हैंड्स. Certified true copy of the provisional financial statement as on cut-off date, certified copy of directors, certified copy of shareholding patterns, memorandum of appearance in form number 2. Like whenever there will be a need, regional director will conduct a cabin hearing. Okay, so he will conduct an hearing at his office. He will write to us that on following day, following time, your representative or yourself should be present in my office. If he having some doubts, if he wants some clarifications, then you should authorize any professionals in a memorandum of appearance should be signed in a form number 2. Like if all documents are in order and no objection has been received, the regional director will pass the order and you on the e-filings. You have filed MJT 14 with this documents, then you will file the INC 28 as I show you. After INC 28, you will file the form number INC 22 with the specific registered office address, and you will intimate all the government departments. You need to change your stationery, each and everything. Now other points to take care, that out of every registered office there should be affixed a nameplate in an English and vernacular language, your name, your registered office address, your contact details, email ID, GST number if any should be mentioned. Registered office should be open in the business hours. Business hours has been defined like 9 to 6, 9 to 5, 9 to 6. Letterhead and all other communication shall mention the registered office address. The word REGOFC in short, at least, not RO, REGOFC is recommended. Act is saying full registered office, because see, many companies are having different registered office, different corporate offices and different branches. But in all communication, registered office should be there. General meeting notice shall contain the map of the venue of the place. This is also the new requirement as per the secretarial standard. You also should give the map of the place of the meeting. Professional certification for visiting the office, like it. INC active form with photo, latitude of the office. Like I told you, the ministry has asked all the company to upload these photos. So here we have completed this registered office form, and if I am having a form number INC 22, I will open and show it to you. Yes, here we have. Okay, so so for example, if you want to shift this company's registered office, so these are the options. Change within the local city. If you will select, then we need to mention the date. We will mention here the new address. We will select it is owned by the company. If it is owned by director, if it is taken on lease, if it is owned by another entity not taken on lease. So these are the four options. And we will mention, if we are mentioning that it is the new same entity, same within the same city town, then our register will also remain same. If it is outside, then we will mention at which register. So for example, here we are mentioning if it is this company is in a Maharashtra, so we are mentioning state as a Maharashtra. So here 2 will be mentioned. If you want to shift yourself in Mumbai or Pune. But if we here mention the Gujarat, then there will be only one register. Sorry, here. But if we have select here outside the jurisdiction of existing. Say for example, you are going at Gujarat. So here we will mention Gujarat Dadra Nagar Haveli, only one ROC. Why? Because in Gujarat there is only one ROC. Similarly, we will select our options. We will mention new addresses, nearest police station. We will attach here telephone, gas, electricity, or mobile bill of the premises. Here the SRN of INC 28, like we filed MGT 14 for special resolution, and date of the order. In whatever the example I have shown, the date of order was 30th September. We will attach this much documents. Here director will sign. Here the professional will surface his signature. Then we will submit the form. So like we have seen and learned in the provisions, these are the cases. Okay, if I'm selecting simply this, so only the Maharashtra will be made available to me. Why? Because it is a local city. If it is an outside local city, if it is a ROC within the same state, change in state within jurisdiction of same ROC, change in state outside jurisdiction of existing ROC. Same ROC means Gujarat, Dadra, Nagar Haveli. Outside jurisdiction of existing ROC means ROC Mumbai, ROC Gujarat, etc. This is how we will file this form number INC 22. So next topic we will see for the deposit or strike off. So let us start for the strike off companies through fast track exit mode. Okay, so why the company want itself to the strike off from the registrar of registrar? The certain reasons can be insufficient of funds, poor marketing, lacking in direction, excess manpower, turn holders in operation and to run business. Ultimate conclusion is to close the venture. It is a lengthy and time consuming and cost incentive process. So which are the modes for striking off a company? Striking off means getting yourself closed from the records of the registrar and all the other government records regions, like you surrender your PAN, you surrender your GST, you surrender your professional tax registration, ESIC, you close your bank account, and right now at the final moment you get your name removed from the register of registrar. So strike cut by ROC suo moto. What are the cases where ROC has power to close your company by sending you a notice and warning? Then ROC has also power, despite your wishing or not. If you conducted if your business is not in a interest of the stakeholders, ROC will give the notice that your company will be strike off by our records. Strike off by company its own is the company's directors, company's promoters, shareholders wish to close it down because it is not viable right now to carry on this business. What will the process? What will be the restrictions for making this fast track mode? See, fast track mode is not available for each and every person, for each and every company. There are certain rules, there are certain conditions. If you are satisfying this condition, then and then only the fast track mode strike off will be made available to you. Categories of companies which cannot be strike off and consequences of not complying with the requirement. So what are the options to get your company shut down? By ROC itself, by applying by the company. Another one is if you are a giant company, and that is an option is for the winding up where you wish to appoint. So you need to approach the NCLT with an official liquidator. It will be the voluntary winding up or compulsory winding up. Section 248 to 252 of the Companies Act 2013, which were notified on 26th of December 2016, are for the fast track mode. 241 is the power with the ROC, and 242 is the option available to the company. By ROC in known motion, where the ROC can remove your company's name from its record. So ROC has done this task because Modi government is in a full action to remove the shell companies. So nationwide drive against the black money, shell company, fictitious cash transactions without opening PAN and bank account. See why this government has started such an act to give the PAN, bank account, EFIC, GST at single window clearance. Earlier, what used to happen? A company gets incorporated from the records of the ROC. ROC is giving the certificate. Company has done all the transaction in the black money in cash. They have not obtained PAN. They have not opened the bank account. Once the transaction has been clear with the cash receipt, everything was on record, and they simply closed down the companies. So transaction could not be traced. So right now they are giving the PAN number upfront. The moment you apply the company, PAN number will be there, bank account will be there, and the subscriber, if are not subscribing their agreed money, say for example, the company's initial capital was 1 lakh between two partners. So if both the subscribers are not depositing 50,000 each or in an agreed manner and submit the bank statement to the ROC, ROC will not allow to commence the business or to start accept the borrowing. If this form number INC 20A, that is a commencement of business, is not applied to the ROC within 6 months of the date of incorporation, registrar has the power to strike off your company. More than 2 lakh companies were shut down. who are having a black money transaction, who are shell company, means there were no such transaction. If the company is not doing any revenue from business for the continuous period of 5 years, how can auditor write that the company is an going concern entity? When the ROC can do this by own, if the company failed to commence the business within 1 year of its incorporation. Right now ministry does not want कि आप कंपनी बना के बैठ जाओ, ऐसा नहीं है. आप कार लेके 1 साल तक चलाओ नहीं तो कार का मतलब क्या, कार क्यों लिया आपने? सेम थिंग हियर. अगर आपको बिजनेस नहीं करना 1 साल तक तो why you incorporate your company? Not carrying on any business for a period of 2 immediately revenue generate नहीं किए तो you should get yourself registered as a dormant. If you are inactive, then do the business. If you are not doing business for more than 2 years, then apply for the dormant state. See, registrar will issue the notice. You need to prove yourself. Say, for example, I have a land, okay, and I want to construct a 15-story building or 20-story building. At least it will take 3 years. So I can reply to the registrar that I have purchased this land in the name of the company. I have started the construction. These are the bills, and this is the status of the project. It will take another 1 year. After 3 years, I will be able to make some money from here. So registrar will stop its proceedings. Registrar will understand, okay, it will take at least 3 years to earn for the company. When it will sell the units of that real estate project, then it will be able to make the profits. Then registrar will be convinced. See, registrar is just asking. Registrar is just taking the, registrar is not doing any act without giving a notice, because the principal justice said you should give an opportunity of being heard to each and every party. Registrar first will write to you that why your name should not be struck off from my registrar. From my register, you should explain. That is a show cause notice. Then new power, not carrying any business or operation as relieved after the physical verification carried out. Okay, if you are not doing any business, see, registrar right now has a power to visit your office. If he is having any doubts that this company is not carrying his business, so registrar will physically verify your office, and if it is satisfied that the no company is not doing anything, then he will simply give the notice and will struck off your person. What is the process? ROC send notices to all companies and directors is intention to remove the name. Director shall reply to notice within 30 days. After the expiry of period, ROC may strike off unless caused to the contrary shown by the company, like give the example of real estate company. If they are showing, okay, see, if there is a startup is saying that it will take 2 years to develop this application. It will take 3 years to develop this software. We are right now on a pilot project. We are right now in a trial and run error. So you show some proof that, okay, we are an ongoing. Then registrar will get convinced and it will stop your strike off procedure. Otherwise, if you are not replied, then registrar will simply strike off. Now, what is suo motu? Means if you are applying, if you want to apply by your own, what is the process? The application should be in form STK2. STK stand for the strike off. The fees is 10,000 rupees. Application to be supported with. Here it is a very interesting thing. If you want to incorporate your company with a 15 lakh rupees authorized capital, there is no such fee. It's like a zoo. Entry is a 0 fee. Then they will send the lion on back and the exit fee is 10,000 rupees. It's like that thing. For the first 15 lakh rupees, there is no such fee which is charged by the Ministry for Incorporation. But if you want to take an exit, 10,000 rupees is just the ministry's fee. So your application should be supported by the board resolution of the directors that they intend to close down the company. All the shareholders resolution or their more than 75% written consent for striking of the affairs of the company. Indemnity bond. I will show you what it is. Affidavit by every director in this format. Okay, statement of account that your asset and liability should be nil. That should be not older than 30 days. See, if you have outstanding liabilities, no, registrar will not close down. If you have fixed assets, registrar will not close down. If you have an active bank account, registrar will not close down. If you have any outstandings, if it is an income tax demand, if it is an GST, whatever there is an outstanding to any government agency, any employee dues, or any bank dues, any existing outstanding unsecured or secured loan, creditors, etc., registrar will not strike off your company. This is a fast track mode. There should not be any business for the last 2 years. In your balance sheet, there will be only 2 items, 1 lakh share capital, 1 lakh minus reserve, asset side 0, liability side 0, then and then only your company will get struck off from the fast track mode. See, what is the process? Once you filed STK2, the registrar will issue this notice in official gazette for the seeking. They will write a letter to the income tax, GST, RBI, etc. If they are getting NOC from all the agencies like income tax, saying okay, you can strike off this if you have changed your office from one state to another, if you have made any disposable value of property, if you have any compromise or arrangement made to the NCLT, if you engage in other business activity, if your company is being bowed under insolvency and bankruptcy code in the past 3 months, then you cannot enroll for this fast track mode. Company which cannot simply not go for this fast track mode, listed companies, they cannot. Delisted due to non-compliance listing regulation. Vanishing company means promoters, directors का कोई अता पता नहीं है. इंस्पेक्शन और इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है, पेंडिंग है, ऑर्डर नहीं आया. प्रोसिक्यूशन चल रहा है, कोई कोर्ट में अभी तक ऑर्डर बाकी है. कंपाउंडिंग एप्लीकेशन किया है कोई जुडिशियल अथॉरिटी में, क्वासी जुडिशियल अथॉरिटी में, वो अथॉरिटी का ऑर्डर नहीं आया है. कोई पब्लिक डिपॉजिट लिया था, उसका पेमेंट अभी तक नहीं हुआ है. कंपनी का कोई चार्ज सिक्योर्ड लोन लिया हुआ था, उसका सेटिस्फैक्शन अभी तक फाइल नहीं किया है. और सेक्शन 8 कंपनी. These are the companies which cannot go for this fast track exit. What will happen? Company shall cease to operate and exit from the date of notice. Certificate of incorporation deemed to be cancelled. Fraudulent application. अगर आपके पास किसी की लायबिलिटी थी, आपने उसको पैसा देना बाकी था, इसलिए आपने यहाँ पे फ्रॉड सर्टिफिकेट देके कंपनी बंद कर दी. So this is a punishable action under section 477. You cannot just deceive the creditors by applying this. आप ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते अब तक कंपनी बंद हो गई, अब मैं कहाँ से पैसा दूं. This is I will make you learn the wordings of the indemnity bond and affidavit. It is simply saying that even after the closure of this company, director shall personally be responsible and be liable for any other future liability. Okay, ways to restore. Where ROC has done on its own motion, an aggrieved person to file an application to NCLT within 3 years from the order of ROC, and NCLT feels removal is not justified, it will order the restoration. Like आप 5 साल तक annual filing नहीं कर रहे हो, तो ROC will simply will remove your name. अगर आप business कर रहे हो active हो, then you need to go to the NCLT to restore your name. So a copy of the order passed by the tribunal shall be filed by the company within 30 days. The registrar shall cause the name of the company to be restored in the register of companies and issue a fresh certificate of incorporation. Okay, आपकी कंपनी बंद हो गई तो 20 साल के अंदर कोई भी मेंबर, क्रेडिटर्स या वर्कमैन जिसको पैसा लेना बाकी है, क्रेडिटर एनसीएलटी में जाके ये कंपनी रिस्टोर कर सकता है. If you have filed your company strike off in fast track exit mode, the immunity is granted to the directors if they have not complied with the this DPT 3 or they have not filed the annual filing. So they will be not considered as a defaulter. So they will not be disqualified. Why? Because immunity has been granted to the directors. Not mandatory of annual filing for the years where revenue is nil. Earlier, before 2016, you can apply for the fast track exit mode even if there is a revenue and there is no such annual filing. But the act has been amended, rule has been changed. So right now it is mandatory till the year you are doing business, you should comply with the annual filing. The moment you give a declaration that there was no revenue and there was no annual filing, then it's fine. Advisable to obtain the bank account closing certificate from bank before filing this STK2. Keep ready the working of how the various balance sheet items like made nil, like current liabilities, current assets, other items, fixed asset, deferred tax, unsecured loan debtors, inventories, etc. Say for example, in 2021, you have some fixed asset, you had some unsecured loan, you had some inventories, and suddenly in 2022 you are filing as a nil. So registrar will simply ask that ये सारी चीजें गई कहाँ? Explain तो करो. एक साल के अंदर balance sheet nil कैसे हो गई? So you should be ready with the workings that how this accounting effects has been given. We will again, this is the STK2 which is filed by me of one of my clients. So I request all to not to take any snapshot. This is just for your study purposes. This is the STK2 which we have filed. This is a company in Gujarat. Company is listed, answer is no. Company has been delisted, answer is no. Company is any sectorial cap, answer is no. Company has filed special resolution, answer is no. But company has attached the 75% shareholders NOC. Okay, company का काम था generation, supply, accumulation, distribution of electricity through solar power plants. No business activity carried out since incorporation. कितने directors थे? तो ये 4 directors थे. ठीक है, अब मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ डॉक्यूमेंट्स. सी दिस इज द बैलेंस शीट. कंपनी में पैसा आया ही नहीं. ठीक है, दिस इज द साइन ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, दिस इज द साइन ऑफ सीए. बैलेंस शीट नील है तब जाके ही वो फाइल हो पाए. जिस दिन फाइल किया उसके 30 दिन के अंदर का ये स्टेटमेंट था. दिस इज अ बोर्ड सॉल्यूशन फॉर स्ट्राइकिंग ऑफ that the company should approach Registrar Gujarat for striking of name of the company. This is the NOC from all the shareholders to the board of directors that no objection to strike of the company from all shareholders. This is the indemnity bond. Okay, that we made an affidavit confirming the company does not have any asset and liabilities as on date. The company has been inoperative from the date of incorporation and undertake to indemnify the claimants for all lawful claim against the company arising in future. रजिस्ट्रार आपको सिंपली ऐसे नहीं बोल देगा कि ओके कंपनी बंद हो गई. नो, ही विल आस्क यू टू गिव इन अ राइटिंग दैट कुछ भी फ्यूचर में आया तो यू आर पर्सनली रिस्पॉन्सिबल. एनी लॉसेस दैट मे स्ट्राइकिंग ऑफ एनी lawful claims and liabilities which are not come to our notice but which are the full chances which may arise in a future. ये आपको नोटराइज स्टैम्प पेपर पे देना है. Then affidavit from all directors that this is my address, my permanent address, company does not maintain any bank account, does not have any asset and liabilities, is an inoperative, does not have any due towards income tax, sale tax, central tax, banks and financial institution and other local authorities. आपका कोई ड्यू किसी को बाकी नहीं है, कोई इंक्वायरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं चल रहा है, कोई प्रोसिक्यूशन नहीं चल रहा है, कंपनी डीलिस्ट भी नहीं हुई है, बराबर. कंपनी कोई चैरिटेबल पर्पस से इनकॉर्पोरेट नहीं हुई है. कंपनी डज नॉट हैव एनी मैनेजमेंट डिस्प्यूट. नो ऑर्डर इज इन ऑपरेशन स्टेइंग फाइलिंग ऑफ द डॉक्यूमेंट बाय कोर्ट और एनी ट्रिब्यूनल. कंपनी इज नॉट प्रिवेंटेड फ्रॉम मेकिंग एनी एप्लीकेशन फॉर स्ट्राइक ऑफ. ये सारी चीजें आपको राइटिंग में देनी है. एक डायरेक्टर साइन करेंगे, एक प्रोफेशनल साइन करेंगे, देन दिस एप्लीकेशन विल बी अपलोडेड टू द मिनिस्ट्री. योगेश सर, I think only 10 minutes left. So if there is any question from the student side, we should first entertain that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Such a valuable session. Actually, Yogesh sir having a bad throat infection, so I'll ask the questions on his behalf.
It's totally fine, sir. Take care. Get well soon, sir. Yes, I will wait for your call, sir, after 2-3 days whenever you will be fine. Sir, your mic is on mute, sir. It's totally fine, sir. It's totally fine, sir. You just take rest and get well soon, sir.
No issue, sir. I'll ask the question. They are such a wonderful session. The students keep on asking the questions which you have taught that. And the first thing is they ask your PPT that you must be shared. We will, dear students, we will host that PPT.
I will share my PPT, but I will be unable to share the documents of my clients.
Not on this, sir. You share with us. We'll host this webinar by Friday on the DLH platform. And from there, you can download the PPTs from the institute, from DLH platform. You have to log in and download the PPTs from there and view it, the recorded lecture from there only. Sir, now the first question, I'll just come to the questions. So first question is from the Mumbai. When there is such a dependency on MCA?
Where there will be?
There will be dependency on MCA.
I think I'm not getting the question in a proper manner. See, MCA website has been introduced in 2006. Till then, all the documents are required to be filed online only. And right now, they have launched version 3 before 6 months. In March, they have introduced version 3. Right now, we are facing some technical difficulties in version 3. And both the institutes are in a constant touch with the ministry to resolve such technical issue. We are hoping that at the earliest, this technical glitches will be solved by the ministry from their side with the technical support of L&D team. And we will be having a smooth MCA portal very soon.
Thank you, sir. Next question is from Neem Rana, sir. Student is asking, our company is a private company limited, and now we are going for name change. So can we go for the name change through SPICE?
No. So for name change, there is an option available with a run. Run means reserve your unique name. SPICE is for the incorporation only. For the change of name, there is a run facility still available on the ministry's website. You can have 2 names in a priority. with a attachment of a board resolution for changing a name. Once the ROC is allotting your new name, you should go to your local registrar by filing an MGT 14 form, which is attachment as like a special resolution passed by the general meeting. Note of that resolution. Then form INC number 24 is there. You are applying for the fresh certificate of incorporation with a new name. After getting new name, you will intimate to the PAN authority, TAN authority, GST authority, everywhere, wherever you are registered for your bank account. And in your letterhead, for all the communication for the at least 2 years, you should mention in the bracket that formerly known as and your previous name.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. The next question is from Kolkata, sir. They are asking it. An advocate can be assigned as a professional sign for incorporation of company?
Yes, advocate is allowed. They will mention their PAN number.
Okay, sir.
And they will register their digital signature as an authorized representative on ministry's portal.
Sure. Next question is from Kochi, sir. They have said that recently there has been several complaints about all loan scams committed by several private companies. With such, if the document certified to be submitted, how is it possible any professional to be checked for incorporation of fake companies against whom the action has been initiated by RBI or the CBI, aiding that fraudulent activities? Is it reported in ROC or RBI or CBI? Or
we professional should active like proactive Spider-Man. Why I'm using this word? Because see, ऐसा नहीं है कि हमको सिर्फ डॉक्यूमेंट्स देखने और साइन करके अपलोड करना है. ठीक है, इट इज माय प्रैक्टिस. जब तक क्लाइंट मेरे सामने आके नहीं बैठता या वीडियो कॉल पे बात नहीं करता, तब तक मैं उसकी कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेट नहीं करता. ठीक है, हम अगर किसी की कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेट कर रहे हैं तो हमको पता तो नहीं चाहिए, डॉक्टर को भी पता तो होना चाहिए पेशेंट कौन है. आपको डॉक्टर कभी ऐसे प्रिस्क्रिप्शन दे देता है क्या? नेवर. डॉक्टर बोलता है पहले मेरे क्लिनिक पे आओ, मैं कंसल्ट करूं, फिर मैं आपको दवाई दूंगा. आप ऐसे ही बोल दोगे मुझे नींद की दवाई दे दो, तो नो वन विल गिव यू. Even medical will not give you that medicine. So we have to be proactive. Like we see, KYC is just know your client. Okay, so this is the same thing. बैंक अकाउंट ऐसे ही ओपन हो जाता है क्या? आप बैंक में जाते हैं, बैंक का फॉर्म बैंक के ऑफिसर के सामने साइन करते हैं, तब जाके आपका बैंक अकाउंट ओपन होता है. सिमिलरली आपको कहीं से फोन आया, आपको डॉक्यूमेंट्स पैन आधार मिल गए, पर आपने वो क्लाइंट्स, you should meet them, you should make understand what is their business strategy, because right now it has happened that many Chinese companies, the professionals that incorporated these companies, after within 1 month the directors has been changed, the companies did some malafide transactions, and the question has been right now asked by the ministry to the professionals who incorporated the companies. So you should know your clients. You should see the originals of PAN, Aadhaar, statements, light bills. You should check all such things and then affix your signature. Ultimately, you are responsible for anything.
Thank you, sir. Next question is from Gurdur. He's asking whether a producer company can be incorporated with an unlimited liability. For example, he has given the example also. Sai Rajan Farmer Producer Company Limited can limited to be incorporated with a zero authorized share company.
No, that is not possible. Unlimited company is not allowed to be incorporated in India in any such law, whether it is a producer, Section 8, private, public, OPC, LLP, etc. It should be limited by share or limited by guarantee.
Thank you, sir. Next question is from Delhi. He asked that penalty to the director in case of strike-off of the company due to his willful offense.
See, we are signing the indemnity bond and affidavits that we have made full efforts into the company. There is no such outstanding litigation. There is no such outstanding amount to the various government agencies, revenue agencies. And we are also giving our confirmation that whenever there is any liability occurred in the future, that we will be personally responsible.
Okay.
So see, registrar is generally writing the letters to the various revenue authorities as well. It's not like that we approach the registrar and registrar simply checking the documents and getting the company strike off. No, registrar will issue this notice in official gazette. Registrar will give the notice to the income tax department, GST department. But अगर आपका कुछ पैसा बाकी लेना निकलता हो तो आप हमको इतने दिन में बता दो, because we have received the application for this company to strike off. If they are replying, if they are taking the objection, then ROC is keeping this application on hold. ROC is the next day is writing to the company that we have received this reply from the income tax. Kindly justify your stand.
Sir, thank you so much. Sir, this is the last question from this. It is from Patna. The student is asking it, if any account will become dormant, how much time will it take to become valid?
Account means you ask, the student is asking for the bank account. Yes. See,
No, not the bank. It is said that after incorporation, the status as dormant. So how much to become valid? How much time will it take?
See, within 5 years, you have to apply for the active status. I think 3 or 5 years, you need to apply for the active status. You cannot remain inactive for a longer period of time. If you are not getting status of active again in a prescribed time period, then registrar has a right to close down your company.
Vidhi, you are there? Yeah, she's there.
Madam, you are on mute. Vidhi, madam, you are on mute.
Sorry, sir, my link disconnected at that time. I hope that you have given the answer.
Yes, fine.
Now, sir, there is no more questions in this. So I would like to.
If there will be questions, you can mail me. I will answer that.
We'll do that, sir. If there will be more questions from the students, we'll definitely mail it to you and give the reply to the students, sir. Now, Anindita is there?
Yes, I'm there.
Ananta will give the vote of thanks. Ananta, please.
I am pleased that throughout the India, from different cities, different states, questions are coming.
Yes, sir. And sir, you come to know that there are approximately 5,000 students that has been corrected today.
Yes,
for this
my pleasure. Thanks to entire ICI family, all the members, all the students. I will tell all the students FCA, Future Chartered Accountants.
So, Ananta, please give a vote of thanks.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone present online. I will take this opportunity to thank our respected Vice Chairman, CA Sridhar Mupalaji, and keynote speaker and council members, Sri Abhay Chajatji, for their, knowledgeable guidance on the current topic. And on behalf of SSCB BOS Operations, I thank the students present online on this 23rd live webinar on practical training on filling up of different ROC forms. I would also like to express my gratitude to eminent speaker, C.S. Mukesh Panamiji, for his contribution to this very relevant topic, explaining the same very lucidly, answering all questions posed by the students, and making this webinar a great success. My special thanks to also C.A. Yogesh Bangaji. Though he has a sore throat, we thank him for sitting through the session and, listening to all of us.
Thank you.
I must thank the organizing team to make the series of webinars successful. Stay tuned with us, dear students, every Sunday from 10:30 to 1 p.m. to enhance your skill sets on this practical training topics. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Team SSCB. Thank you, Mukesh. It's been such a wonderful session. Definitely, I'll connect with you once I get through this throat.
Sir, I will wait for your call, sir.
Of course, I'll call you up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.